Hey there! At the last Pelican Hub, the first one face-to-face in years, Quadruple M, my main man Murray, lent me this pen. He said you should review this. This is a Visconti Medici, and this is the golden blue. There's also a sort of brown, dark, blackish gold version. This is the blue and gold version. Very interesting, a nice material by Visconti, which is meant to be a bit like celluloid. Well, it does look a bit like celluloid. Fascinating pen, fascinating filling system, has a lot of cool things going for it. So I will cover the parts of the pen, I'll do a writing sample, I'll tell you what I like about it and what I don't like about it. Let's get started. Alright, let's talk about, I just hit my cup. I'll do it again to make it seem like it was all part of the issue. I didn't hit it with this pen, by the way, just so you know. Otherwise people could make, hey, hit it with the pen, stretches and the pen, dings and dents, the pen, me. Okay, so here we have this Visconti Medici Golden Blue next to a Pilot Metropolitain, as they say. Nobody says that. This pen is 661 euros and 16 cents at Appelboom currently. That's without VAT. Remember, you can get a 10% discount there, just saying. It's handmade out of acro silk. This is a material made by Visconti to resemble celluloid. It has the double reservoir power filler, which is quite cool. It has an 18 karat gold nib, no more palladium. It does have the My Pen system, so you can take the finial off and you can replace it with your initials, a little magnet stuff. You can buy those things separately. I think that's quite cool. They also have little gemstones and zodiac signs and all that kind of stuff. So, I don't have the box to show you, but I'm sure you can find pictures of the box online. And if not, then you just have to imagine a beautiful box. Okay, parts of the pen. So we have this finial with the Visconti logo, but remember that can come off. We have the clip. These clips, the Ponte Vecchio is the shape it's based on. That was the most awkward way to put that. So this is based on the Ponte Vecchio bridge in Florence, where Visconti is housed. This sort of milky white stuff surrounding the name Visconti used to be enamel. They don't do that anymore. I have certainly had the enamel come out of some of my pens. So although it was very classy and it looked very good, I'm not sure if I really think it's a terrible idea to replace it with just this sort of laser engraving. At least it looks like it's a laser engraving. Okay, we have the nice shape. It is octagonal in profile. I don't know how well you can see, but it is. So we have these facets. We have a center band there. It says Medici. It looks like it's gold. We have the fleur de lis. And I'll try to show you the material. It is nice. And it does look a bit like celluloid, except it's not so flammable, I'm assuming. Although, Murray, I could take a match to this and see what happens. Okay, 8-sided barrel and the turning knob for the double reservoir power system. This pen, like many Viscontis, has the bayonet closure. I'm not sure this is truly bayonet closure, but it's the best name I have for it. Advantage of that is that the facets line up, and that is nice. I've certainly had my share of Viscontis with a screw thread where the facets almost invariably do not line up, and you can fix that. But anyway, so cap, section, mildly hourglass shaped, and then we have this nice new style Visconti 18K gold nib, in this case as a stub with the Visconti logo. It's very pretty. And then there is the feed, and for some reason, I don't talk about feeds a lot, but I always found the Visconti feeds very aesthetically pleasing. The curve in it is, I don't know, I just find it very nice. I don't know if that's really weird, but I've always thought it was very, very nice. Size, well, it's a Visconti. They're usually not the smallest of pens. I think this is a very comfortable size for many people. Not obscenely oversized, just nice. And if you want to, you can post it. It feels robust. It feels nice. I do really like it. And this was, I don't know if I emphasized that enough, this is the golden blue, because there also is a brown Medici. Okay, let's write with it. That was a hard start, but I did have it uncapped for a bit, just waving it around. The Visconti Medici. We have the stub, 18K stub, and we have some sort of ink, and we're not 100% sure what ink this is, but it is an Iroshizuku most likely. So if you think you know it, play the game, and you can win this pen. I'll give away Murray's pen. With a stub, it does matter that you align it properly to the paper, otherwise you get skips. I will also say that I felt that this one is starting to run a little low on ink, so that probably doesn't help much. Overall, you see it's good. There are certainly some skips, but overall, that I've been able to write 5 lines with it, and it's a Visconti. So I mean, I think it's actually a really good performer. And again, it's also, I think, running a little low on ink, but it's a pleasant writer. Because I did write with it obviously before the review, otherwise I can't review it, and it's been really pretty good. It's just a little finicky as to, for me, finding the sweet spot. Not being my pen, I haven't practiced that much with it. But as you can see, if you go slow and you take care to align it properly to the paper, no real issue. Line variation, I mean, it's a stub, so it's made to have line variation. You could certainly squeeze out a little bit, but it's not a flex nib, so be very careful. Reverse with a stub, usually not so successful. You just get a thinner stub in this case. What else? Nothing else. I think we need to talk about likes and dislikes. Let's do that now. What do I like? What do I not like about this Visconti Medici? I think it's a great size. It's large without being obscenely oversized. So I think for a lot of people this would be a nice size, somewhat bigger pen, very, very pleasant, very comfortable. At least I have found it to be very comfortable. I've always loved this section that Visconti does. I find it very pleasant to use. It's also a great size for me personally, just not too big, not too small. Very nice. I like that. I also really like the fact that it writes. I mean, it is Visconti, but it writes, and that's lovely. It's a lovely writer. A little bit finicky as to sweet spot, but that is just because it's not my pen. I haven't had a lot of time to fiddle around with it, and that might just be my hand. It is a stub nib, so they really do need to be aligned in a certain way, and I just haven't had the opportunity to use this for months and months on end. So having said that, I think that is it's a nice writer. 18 karat gold. I prefer this to palladium, I will say that. Okay, final thing that I really love is that because of the bayonet closure that I have talked about in the video, the facets of cap and barrel line up, and that I think is very nice. It just looks aesthetically very pleasing, so I really like that. Things I don't like so much. I've always loved these Visconti clips. The Ponte Vecchio, they look nice, they stand out. You see this, you immediately know you're holding a Visconti. Like I said earlier, it used to be filled in with enamel. They don't do that anymore. Given that I had some pens where the enamel fell out after a while, I'm not sure how terrible that really is. It did look a little bit more refined than this laser engraving, but so be it. This will not fall out or be harmed in any way, so I like that. The biggest issue I have with the pen is not the price. The price, 661 euros, is expensive. It's an expensive pen, but it's a Visconti power filler gold nib. This is one of the more luxury brands. You know you're going to be paying more, and you have to determine whether or not that's worth it for you. My biggest issue I have is that, like with many power fillers, there is no ink window. So you do put in a bottle of ink, you pull this out, push that back in, the barrel fills with ink through vacuum process. That's all very nice, but you have no idea how much ink is left. Right now, I really don't know. That could be this much ink, that could be no ink. I don't know. And if you want to take a pen on the road and use it outside of a place where you have easy access to bottled ink, you can't use cartridges or converters with this. That could become an issue. So I would certainly be happier if there was some sort of ink window so that I could see how much I had left. Having said that, this is how it is. I hope this was useful, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye.